So the question I always ask people is, have you been patched yet? Because here's the reality. If you would have told me that this little guy right here was going to do everything that it could do by elevating, activating, and regenerating my body, I don't know. I honestly, at first I just had hope. That's what I will tell you. Tonight's going to bring you hope. But when I learned about this, I thought, man, how fast can I get this on? So you'll see, I like to wear my patch right here, front and center, so that everybody can see it. So let's talk a little bit about what this patch does. But first, let's take a look at who invented this patch, because it's important that you know the leadership of a company. It's important that you know who's behind it. And David Schmidt is the CEO of LifeWave. He's also the inventor of our product line. And so I love the fact that not only is he the owner, but he's the inventor. He loves and understands what he's doing and what it's doing for humanity, in all honesty. But we'll take you back to the early 90s. David Schmidt was actually a government contractor working in our Navy SEAL division. And, through some special projects he was doing, he was actually brought in to do something that would help keep our SEALs alert on long missions. And that was where the technology of LifeWave came in, was through that work. So it's fascinating. And you can go to our website and learn all about David Schmidt and the things that he worked on and what he did. But I love the fact that the patch technology came through that work. And so as he began to understand, people could share this product. Because I'll be honest with you, if I walked by a store shelf and I saw this little cute envelope sitting there that said X39, elevate, activate, regenerate, would this do anything for me? Probably not. I probably would maybe look at it, maybe even pick it up, but it doesn't talk. So David quickly realized that through several relationships and through several meetings that led him to Richard Quick, Stanford University, U.S. Olympic swim team, wearing the patches, that people and relationships would move that. And so he chose to begin LifeWave in 2004. So we're approaching our 20-year mark. And man, has it been an exciting 20 years. And I can't even wait to tell you the things that he has coming. I can't imagine. But here's the cool thing. In 2008, he began to understand what was happening in the world, and he turned his focus to stem cell research. And so as you look and you think about that, 2008, for 10 years and $4.5 million is what it took him to bring this one patch to market in an already successful company. So when people go, how does this work? I'm going to do my best to explain that, but my mind does not work like his. I tell people, here's how it works. You simply peel the back off and you stick it on your body and let it go to work. So I can't tell you that I know all the details, but I'm going to give you a few highlights. So through this process in 20 years, David has gathered 180 patents. 70 of those are in regenerative science. So the man knows what he's doing, and rest assured, we're going to explain to you how that benefits you tonight. So I love just to go straight to the patent on X39, because when we look here, when people say, okay, this patch is doing amazing things. Well, if you look here in this brief paragraph, it says that through the elevation of copper peptides, including activation of stem cells, that you see improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So it's quite fascinating to see all the things that when you apply this patch to your body, what the body does. And see, that's the really cool thing here, is that it's what the body is doing. And we're going to share more about that in just a second. So if you understand, I like to tell people, here's the reality. You've probably heard your whole life, let's go out into the sun so we can get some vitamin D. Well, the truth is we do not go out into the sun to get vitamin D. We go out into the sun, and the sun, through phototherapy, the photosynthesis, elevates the vitamin D that's already within our body. It's crazy, right? It's the truth. So the vitamin D is inside of us. Well, so are those things called stem cells. So is that thing called copper peptides. And so what David did was he used a form of phototherapy through this patch. And inside of this is a patented nanocrystal technology. So there's all organic material inside. And through the heat and light of your body, see, we're all infrared. Human beings emit heat and light 24/7. And so somebody said the other day, they go, I don't see anybody, nobody's glowing. And I was like, well, put on some night vision goggles and you too will see them all glowing, right? That's what happens. And so through the heat of our body, it reflects off of this patch, and inside the body, copper peptides are elevated. So it's quite fascinating. And I'm going to tell you, there's a place you can go check out a video that really explains that. So this uses the light in your body to activate. It's non-transdermal. There are absolutely no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants passing through your body. And it's non-invasive. You know, if you know much about peptides and stem cells and all those things, they're all invasive. They're done through injections and other forms. So this is non-invasive, and that's pretty amazing. Now, excuse me, we have amazing benefits that we see of X39. And I tell people, I'm like, always look for the benefits, right? Because they come in all different ways. And a lot of times, so many of them are so subtle that you miss them. But we see increased strength. We see reduced inflammation in the body. Now, if you are a person that has inflammation, you know that that usually has severe discomfort attached to it, whether it's the knee, the back, right? Whatever it is. And so we see that happen sometimes rather quickly. In fact, there's some people that'll put this patch on and within a matter of minutes or a few hours, they're noticing significant changes. Now, I'm going to tell you though, David Schmidt says, commit to wearing this patch for every decade of your life, commit to a month. Because I'm going to show you in a few minutes, we're not just looking for quick benefits, we're looking for long-term lasting results. So those go a little bit deeper and sometimes they take longer. But just because you don't feel something doesn't mean this little guy's not at work. Trust me on that one. So we also see increased stamina. We see energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, and improved skin appearance. So we're looking to achieve an optimal health and a complete state of well-being. And that's physically, mentally, socially, all the things. Now, what I love is talking to you about our case studies, and you can find all of these at thisisit.info.com. Because here's what I know now. I didn't know this before, but I do know that, you know, this is clinically proven that when you apply this to the body, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a more younger, youthful, healthier state. That's pretty significant. And so as that's happening, like I tell people, you don't always know where stem cells go. They're systemic. And so as you go through putting this on, like I said, some people see things. They see an energy level increase. They see the best night's sleep since they were a kid. You know, there's a lot of really cool things that can happen. But we're going to talk about some of these long-term results, because what I know now is that by age 30, half of your stem cells have gone dormant in the body. And by age 60, you're not firing with a whole lot. So the older we get, the slower we heal. And that's where the aging comes in. So as these genes begin to reset to a more younger, youthful, healthier state, they go to work. They know what to do. So don't worry, long-term results, right? We're looking for those. But within 6 weeks, we have clinical studies to show us that the brain becomes balanced. That's PTSD, stress, anxiety, all those things that a lot of people deal with. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Now, that's pretty significant. And I'm not just speaking of the fine lines and the wrinkles. I'm talking about the collagen throughout your body. You know, I always tell people, if your body was brick and mortar, it's the mortar that holds your body together. That's your collagen. And so that is quite significant for a lot of changes in the body. And then within 6 months, we see the heart reverses in age by 8 vascular years. And that's pretty incredible. So as you can see, David Schmidt says it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. So there's a lot of amazing results that we get, sometimes quick benefits, sometimes long-term, but do pay attention because like I said, so many changes are subtle that people miss them. And they're like, wait, I didn't even realize, right? I'm not reaching for my coffee or my sodas or whatever it is in the afternoon. I don't have the lull, or I didn't realize all the things that they start to see, which are quite significant, by the way. So how we wear this is quite simple. This right here, we put on our body and we wear it for 12 hours. I tell people, if you can have good hygiene, brush your teeth in the morning when you wake up, put this right next to your toothbrush. So if you can wake up and brush your teeth, you can put this on just by peeling the sticker, putting it on. You won't even feel it, you'll forget it. So 12 hours later, make sure you have good hygiene again, brush your teeth, and take it off. It is as simple as that. And the cool thing is every day inside each package is a 30-day supply. So you get a brand new patch to put on each day. And, you can wear more than one at a time. People ask that question. The other thing is to drink plenty of water. I like to tell people, increase your electrolytes. We need our electrolytes increased. So I'm not saying drink gallons of water throughout the day, but increase your electrolytes. So therefore, you can force the water into the cells, and you're going to see an uptake of a lot of benefits when you do that. So it's a very simple process. I've been full-time in health and wellness for 25 years, and I have never seen something so simple, so that easy compliance, meaning that you're not having to monitor everything that goes in a person's mouth, what comes out, what goes in, food, exercise, all those things. And this little guy is changing things for everyone. So it is sophisticated, let me say that, but yet it is absolutely simple. And, when I think about the last year of these testimonies and what I'm going to share with you, it's mind blowing, honestly. I refer to it as my sweet little miracle inbox, that it says emotional on there, right? I cry every day, and I'm okay. I'm proud to tell you that, because I have seen lives changed in so many ways. And it started with mine. So I'll take you back, because exactly almost a little over 1 year ago now, on November the 30th, my friend picked up the phone and said, I'm learning about something. Actually, she was in the process of learning, and she said, hold on. And she got me on the phone. And so for that, I'm forever thankful, because, what my friend was dealing with, it took her 2.5 months to see results. What I was dealing with, it took 3 days. And so I'm grateful that my friend wasn't kind of like, oh, well, if I get a miracle, I'll share it with Kerri. No, what she said that night is, Kerri needs to hear this. And she said, Kerri, I immediately thought about you, your foot, and your mom. And so I'm going to show you, this was me. And this picture is not necessarily just to tell you anything other than the fact that that girl in December last year was holding on to a lot of inflammation in her body. And last year I had actually had an issue with my foot, and I had spent over $3,000 trying to fix it. And whenever my best friend called and said, I found something for your foot, see, she knew what I had been enduring for a whole year. She knew the amount of money I'd thrown at it. I had tried everything natural, because the truth is when your foot hurts, guys, it's no longer just your foot. It was the hips, it was the low back, it was the fact I couldn't sleep. And then I slept in this boot and I wore orthotic shoes. So I was uncomfortable 24/7, and nothing was helping me get better. And so I was like, tell me how to get it. I didn't even really need information, if I'm being quite honest. I bought it right there on the spot, because one, I trusted the source. And for two, we were on the phone with another friend who had already experienced the results of X39. If it had worked for my friend and the discomfort he was dealing with in his shoulders, I thought, man, bring it on. So, what I didn't realize were all the benefits that I would see. And so, there I started with the patches, and literally by August, I had gone from a 10-12 to a 2. Now, when I tell you subtle changes, not everybody would get excited, because when people think of wanting to lose weight and get fit, they're always thinking like, how fast can I do it? Can I lose 5 pounds this week, 10 pounds this week? What's it look like? It was never like that. In fact, I tell people, if you weren't paying attention, you would have missed it, because it was 0.2 ounces on the scale. And a few days would go by and it was another 0.2 ounces. And then a few days and it might be 0.4, like nothing to get excited about. But the muscular and the skeletal changes that were taking place in my body, people kept saying to me, like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? They were asking if I was getting Botox. They were asking what I was doing for this, for that. And I was just sitting there going, like, what do you mean? I'm wearing this patch and I no longer have discomfort in my foot, because I was still a very active person. I played tennis on 5 different teams. Like, I was doing the things, but I was doing them in excruciating, just horrific discomfort in my whole body. And I have 3 beautiful grandchildren, and I wasn't being good at anything. And so, that was Christmas last year. I'd been on the patches just a couple of weeks. I started December the 7th. By December the 10th, I was absolutely a new person, the way I felt, and everything began to change. And so through that process, going from a 10-12 to a 2, it wasn't intentional. I didn't change other things, because I get asked that every single day of the week. So what changed in your diet? Guys, I've been doing the right things for 25 years when it comes to supplementation, food, exercise, water, all that. So this is what changed, was X39, LifeWave. That's what changed for me. And I believe that as your body gets balanced, as your sleep is regulated, as your hormones, all those things come into alignment, great things happen. But remember, oh, and I'd be sad if I didn't tell you how thick my hair is and the fact that all my gray has disappeared. My color's been restored, and that right there is worth its weight in gold. If you're the person that by the time I would 10 days out, I'd be gray all around my face again, going, are you kidding me? Is this like my crown on earth? So to see that has been absolutely amazing too. And I'm no longer wearing glasses. I had wore glasses to drive at night and to play tennis for years. And so there's so many amazing things that happen head to toe. But remember, she said, Kerri, I found something for your foot and for your mom. Well, what she didn't know is that night when I got home, I had actually walked in and I asked my mother, are you just going to stay in your pajamas and watch Hallmark movies for the rest of your life? Mom, you've been in bed 3 days. And she told me on that day, she said, honey, as long as I don't get up and move around, I don't need all of the medication. See, my mother had, at 75 years old in 2017, she had taken a horrific fall and she shattered from the top to the bottom, shattered the right shoulder, broke the kneecap on, I mean, she was just everywhere about her was broken. And so every 3 to 5 months, we went in for PRP injections and cortisone and all. And she was on a host of medications. And this had been 40, 50 years of things just accumulating and adding up. And so now add in no movement. She's on a walker full time. She doesn't feel good. She has a scooter on the back of her car for long move, going to the store or anything. And so I knew she was hurting. And so this phone call couldn't have come at a better time. So I'm like, I'm getting it. Because Negative Nelly told me when I walked into her room to tell her, she was like, I'm not buying it. I've tried everything and I'm tired of trying. And then she said these words. She said, besides, nobody needs me. So let me take a deep breath and tell you that I didn't like that as a daughter. I didn't like that at all, because you have to understand, my mom has always been a giver. She gives life to everybody that knows her. And I realized just how bad she was hurting. And so I ordered for her that night. And when they came in, I came in the room and I was like, look what we've got. And she said, I told you I wasn't buying it. But like I told her that night, I needed her, my children needed her, my grandchildren needed her, and the world needed her. And so my mom agreed to put this patch on every single day for 30 days because I demanded. And she returned back to her home that day. And 7 days later, as she walked through our front door unannounced. And what was so significant about that is that my mom had been on a walker for 2.5 years. By the time she would drive from her house to our house, she didn't have it in her. She was swollen. She struggled with that, retention. And we'd get her out of the car, we'd get her walker out, we'd get her into the house. It was just methodical. So when she walked in the front door unannounced and she started doing this, because ever since that fall, this was all she had. Upward motion, brushing her hair, none of that could happen. And she said, I'm going to place a diamond order. And I'll share more with you in a minute about that. But I was like, what? I go, you weren't even going to buy it for yourself a week ago. And she said, that was a week ago. And today I feel different and I feel alive. And I'm telling you, that mother of mine, you can see what she looked like prior. She was about to turn 81. And I said to her, we can share this with other people. And she was like, I'm going to be 81 years old next month. Do I ever just get to retire? That was Negative Nelly, right? And then here she comes in and she's ready to go save the world. And she has been doing amazing at telling this message, because when I tell you her life is forever changed, what you see there is the woman about to turn 82, who's now 41 pounds lighter, who's off a laundry list of stuff that she's taken for some of it 50 years. So a long time of having a lot of unhealthy things going on in her life, from elevated blood pressure to elevated blood sugar to, the laundry list is long. But here's what I know is that at 9.5 months, my mother was 100% pain-free and 100% living prescription free. And so it's been a game changer for her. I know this. At 4 months, she walked into her cardiologist and he was baffled. He said, what are you doing? I have never seen an ejection fraction rate improve like this. And before she left there, he was like, here, get me one of those diamond orders too. At 5 months, her optometrist, same thing. Like, what in the world are you doing? Because her vision, she didn't even drive a car for 8 years at night. completely restored her night vision, and now has 20/20 in one eye, 20/25 in the other. So she is now living her best life. She said, I feel like I'm 30 years old again, which I assured her that was fine because I'm 29 always, so she still gets to be the big sister. So I'm telling you guys, I can tell, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories, but when it's your story and your life changed and your mother, I can promise you, I can just go, I can shout from the mountaintops and the rooftops to tell people, look, this could absolutely be the answer to what you're looking for. So everything we're sharing with you tonight is at thisisit.info.com. You know, whenever you go there, you can see there's a video that explains exactly how this little patch works from the light of your body. And so it's amazing. I love, there's a section there that doctors share why they use this. Which is quite fascinating. And then I love there's an in-depth section where David Schmidt himself will talk to you about, it talks about the clinical studies and what's happening. So I tell people there's a really deep dive on thisisit.info.com. If you start clicking, the patent information's there, the clinical studies, you could probably read for months. But there's also a couple of really cool videos that have a great overview. And you could probably within 20 minutes get what we're saying is, okay, let's do this. So make sure you check that out. But let's talk about where this could be positioned in your life, because when I saw this, I began to understand real quickly what was taking place because one, the patch works, right? Your body does the work. It goes back because once again, non-transdermal, nobody's curing anybody, treating anything with this. This patch is non-transdermal. Nothing's going through your skin. But when your body activates this, your body goes back to work. So there's nothing comparable on the market like this. We have a 20-year patent with 17 years left. And so what that does is it really sets you up to understand your timing. And so when you look at a company, we're about to enter our 20th year coming up in January, and that's exciting. But when you think this company, from just the launch of this one product, this company went from a $20 million company to $320 million last year to, who knows, it'll be 400 or 500 million this year. It's incredible, the growth. Every single week and every single month, this company is exceeding its month before. It's growing, and it's incredible because what that means is that those of us who are bringing this to the market are the ones that are going to benefit and earn from that. And here's the thing, this is not a Me Too product. This is not weight loss. This is not skincare. This is not supplements. And here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with all those things. We all need them. So by all means, continue to get them. But I'm talking to you from a financial perspective. If you've got on that lens of going, sometimes there's only once in a lifetime something will present itself to you. This is it. I promise you, this is it. This is doing things like I've never seen before. And so when you start to really take a closer look, I'm just telling you, you're in the right place at the right time with the right product and the right leadership, because that's a golden piece to it too. You need to know from the field leadership, which we have here in Stephen Gina Merritt, all the way to corporate with the owner, David Schmidt, you're in the right place at the right time. And we already operate in over 75 countries, because here's what I know. We all know people somewhere, and our people know people elsewhere. And so as you really start to think, you can build something right where you're at in your hometown that is local, but with a global expansion. And that is something that's pretty incredible in itself. So, you know, tonight I just tell you and ask yourself, what is it? What is it that's important to you? Because here's what I know. It's different for every single person. Honestly, it is. It could be your family. You might want to be at home with your kids, you know, when they're little, or even more so when they're older. You know, I was blessed to find this industry early on and be able to get rid of some time debt and get rid of some financial debt, most importantly. And so as I began to work through that, it allowed me to be at home and raise my children. And I'll just be really honest with you, that happens just like that. Because today my children are grown, they're 23 and 30. I have 3 grandchildren, and that's happening just like that. The oldest one's 7. I'm just like, where does the time go? And so you have to ask yourself, what is this? Do I need more resources? Do I need money? Do I need more time? Do I want to plan for my retirement? Do I want to plan for my kids' college? Because, you know, that's a big blessing to us. When we got started in life, we had this massive burden sitting on our shoulders called student loan debt for my husband's college education. And it was tremendous. It was overwhelming. And so I think about that, my kids don't have to worry about that because they got an education. Hannah got an education, just graduated from Texas State, the business school there, and didn't walk out with any debt. And so she gets to start her life free. And what's beautiful is that she's come alongside of us. So our 23-year-old just recently graduated college students building a dynamic business in LifeWave because she knows everybody needs what we have. So I love the fact that my mom is building it, I'm building it, and our daughter's building it. 3 generations. We're all doing the same thing. We're all making an impact, and we're helping people look better, feel better, perform better. And of course, a lot of those people choose to share it with others and receive financial benefits. So decide what it is for you, because I also know there's this piece called being significant, doing something with your life that you feel like matters. I talk to people all day long that say, Kerri, I actually like my job. I like the people I work with, but I don't really feel like I'm making a significant impact in the world. And so this can really allow you to start to build a community and help people and be significant. That's truly the choice. And so the travel will take care of itself if you stick around with us because, like I mentioned earlier, we do have 2 amazing all expense paid trips on the table, and there's plenty of time for you to earn those. And so you too could see that 2024 starts off with a couple of all expense paid vacations with some incredible like-minded people that have a vision for their life and their future. So if you're in that place of saying, I want more, I want to be around people who know where they're going and are just excited about their destiny, but also including others with them, this is it, guys. I mean, I could say this is it over and over and over again because you're in the right place at the right time. So let me briefly just explain to you, we get paid 4 ways here. What I loved is when I sit down and I leaned in and decided to pull back the blinders and look at the compensation plan. When I saw this right here, I immediately thought this is nothing like I've seen before. And, we've been highly successful in this industry, have earned millions. And so here's what I'll tell you. I've never seen a compensation plan pay like this one. And that was pretty eye-opening because my husband goes, so what do you think? And I was like, this is really it. Like, this is crazy. So just so you know, we're a binary model. So as people get started, they go to our right team or our left team. That becomes a team commission, right? The volume rolls up. And so everybody gets to benefit from that. Now, we are still a work program. I always want to make sure that people understand that, this is something we guide you in and we help you with, but at the same time, it is the most beautiful compensation plan I've ever laid my eyes on. And so you can get started as quickly as 4 of your friends or family members saying, let's try this. And so when you enroll 4 silver packages and above, which I'll show you in a minute, and they get started and you're at the gold level, then that automatically opens our compensation plan. Our first level is manager. And there are so many benefits that go in, but even that first level pays you up to $1,500 a week in just that one way we earn income. So just ask yourself, what would an extra $1,500 a week look like if I max that out? And then it just continues to increase all the way up to $25,000 a week. And yes, there are a lot of people who earn $25,000 a week in the binary. It's not like there's one in the whole company. There are a lot. So just know that because I get asked that too. They're like, do people actually really do it? Yes, they do. A lot of them. So that's a really cool thing. And so the binary does max out at 25,000 a week. But the cool part is that the matching bonuses do not. That's unlimited income potential there. So every time I help somebody share this, well, guess what? Their volume goes in the binary. Every time they earn a $50 binary cycle check, then you get a matching bonus. And so imagine when somebody maxes it out at 25,000 a week. Well, that's over $6,000 you would get just off of that one thing. So I tell people, like, when you look, just don't have a closed mind. Don't think, oh, that's too good to be true. It's not, and it's real. And so we get paid to help people win. So whether they're first level, second level, third level, that's all going to come in your matching, but the binary is to infinity. So it's everybody that's in there. So just know, like I said, we're going to give you that 30,000 overview, but I'm going to lead you to a place where if you go, okay, I need to know more about this ASAP, we're going to tell you where to go to find it. So right now, running from December the 11th to January the 7th, guys, this is, when I say big holiday cash promo, this is big. This is called $18,900 big, and that is available to every person in LifeWave sharing these patches. Excuse me. So find out with the person that invited you. Say, how do I get, oh, so sorry. Hold on. Get rid of the tickle in the back of my throat. Well, that one came out of nowhere. Hopefully it'll go away. So ask them, how do I get this? Because here's what I know. This is available when you hit that first level of manager that I just mentioned. This is available to you. That first bonus will kick in an extra 100 and then an extra 300 and then an extra 1,000. They're all accumulative. You can just continue to earn them all the way up to the top level. So, and it's been done before, so it can be done again. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So I invite you to get back with the person who invited you tonight. Tell them, I'm ready to get started. They'll help you choose your package. You can start with a silver package, a gold, a diamond. Each package has different benefits. What happens with the silver is it's a great place if somebody goes, okay, let me just try it. Let me see what's happening. So sorry. And so it's a great place to, like I said, just to try it. You can upgrade at any time. If you are interested in the compensation, I tell people gold is where it's going to open up your compensation plan. So as you get started there, you have the ability automatically to earn all the income that's available. Diamond, for me, it's the best place to start. It's where I chose to get started. You heard me say my mom and so many others, because it is the, so sorry. It is the greatest price point. So you're getting your patches at the least amount out of pocket, but it also opens up your earning potential. So you can maximize the compensation plan. So once again, when I show you where to go to take a look at that, you'll be able to understand the difference and why you would want to choose the diamond level. Like I said, I'm a firm believer to be a good steward of my money. I chose to start there just as a product user. And then I was very grateful that I did, because I began to share it. And the people that came along with me saw the value in that as well. So definitely, if you're looking at this from an opportunity side, you want to look at the diamond level to start there if you can. So like I said, get started on X39 today. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Choose where you start, and then understand you want to set up your auto ship. And just trust us on this one, because your binary volume that I told you was based on the team begins to build. And what that happens, it banks for 1 full year. And you're going to want to continue on this product. So set up your auto ship. If you're just using it, you can do 1. If you are sharing it, we highly recommend 2 sleeves, because that's manager, that's part of that. And so it's going to keep your points. It's going to help you maximize your compensation plan. And it's going to get, if you and your spouse are using it, you're going to be doing that every single month anyway. And then the diamond package, of course, we have, you'll see that you have a 3-month, you place your order and your auto ship doesn't start for 3 months. So you get a little bit of a break there as well. So just get with the person who invited you and say, okay, I'm ready. Choose which package you want to get started with, and you will be so grateful that you did. And like I said, the auto ship part, though, I tell people all the time, it's very important. You've still got control. I want you to know that. You can edit that order, you can cancel that, or you can change, you can do whatever you want with it. You're not locked into it for any amount of time, but the benefits for you are very big. So this is it, team, is our site that we invite you to come to. If you're saying, okay, I want to know more, you'll see there at the top there that there's a compensation plan video, and you can go there and you've got several different videos that you can see just how the business side works. I love this site because every bit of the answers you have to onboard are answered there, as well as you'll see that this is it 10-step system. What we love about this system is we're not telling you, hey, we think this might work. Our system is proven. Our system works every single time. And so don't go out there and try to be the Lone Ranger and do this by yourself. That's the best part. When I stepped in and I just began to use this system, what took me 10 years in a former company full-time to build income-wise I accomplished in 4 months. And that was a significant income. So I'm just telling you, this is proven. And so we can't guarantee you any income, but I'm telling you, you've got a lot of amazing leadership that has been proven and won in this company, not former success in this company. So we've put together this site for you so that you can go there and be able to get off to a fast start. So I do tell people, spend a little bit of time there and don't get lost. Not analysis by paralysis, right? Like, we want to help you win. And that means it's getting you started. And who do you know? Because I'll be honest with you, looking at this from a business perspective, manager should happen like today. Because when you get excited, when my friend heard it and said, hold on, wait, stop. Let me get Kerri on the phone. See, what she didn't, it wasn't, let me wait, let me try the products for 2.5 months and see if my knee feels better. No, it was, hold on, Kerri's got to hear this. We enrolled together. And so, and then we enrolled others and we got to manager because we wanted mom to feel better. We wanted our best friends. We wanted other family members to feel good and do it with us. So just know, manager is the top 4 people in your life. That ought to happen by tonight. You owe it to the people you love to say, hey, I don't know a lot about this, but people are getting amazing results. And so I want you to learn about it and do this with me. It's the greatest Christmas gift you could give yourself tonight. I will say that. I have helped people put together their diamond orders as Christmas gifts. And I'm telling you, if you think about the fact that people spend more than $84 to $100 on people they love all day long, I couldn't have given my mother a better gift in the entire world than I did when I gave her this sleeve last Christmas. So I just want to tell you there, think outside of the box. This might be the fact that you get started and your Christmas gifts are wrapped up in this beautiful blue package. So time is now. Make your move. You know, I just want to ask you if you're serious about the dreams that you have in your life. Because here's what I do know is that we all had hopes and dreams as a kid. You know, Christmas time is magical. When you really stop and think about, as a kid, you know, we could take out the Sears magazine. I mean, I do remember those, going to the Sears store and getting the magazine. We could take it out and we could check off and circle everything in it. And, you know, my granddaughter actually brought me a catalog the other day and it had everything circled in it. Things she already even had. She doesn't care. She's 7. She sees the things and goes, "Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that." Right? So here's what I know is that we were like kids one time. We had hopes and dreams. Whether we could afford it or not, it didn't matter. We still dreamed about it. And I want to tell you tonight that your dreams are still there. Some people, though, have just tucked them down so far inside because the reality is that they have to go to work every day. They go to a job. And truth is a lot of people go to a job they don't like with people they don't like. And they come home and they're miserable and they're wore out for the people that they actually love, that they spend hardly any time with. So think about those dreams. Think about the things that you want to do, the travel, the places you want to go, the time freedom you want to have, the being able to live a life of significance. And then remember, we do have hope. We have hope for your future. We have hope for you because we have a proven plan here. And so we can help you. So as you get started, just remember, it's up to you, but you're going to have the resources. You're going to have the support you need, and only you can decide what it is you want. But the truth is that we know you can have it if you choose to take action on it. So I'm excited for you. I'm going to tell you a couple of last things here is that we have a convention coming up. This is at convention.com. We'll kick off January the 13th. So it's a big birthday party for my mom turning 82, right? So it's exciting because we have some amazing corporate guest speakers coming in, Ron and Garrett, but also David Schmidt. So the founder of the company is going to be with us that day, and it's a virtual event. You get to sit in the comfort of your home and put it on your TV and invite friends and family over and watch it together. It's going to be the most powerful day ever. I can just tell you, I know some of the things that are going to be talked about, and it's going to be incredible and powerful. This is at convention.com is where you want to go and get your ticket. And I would say get it tonight. Get started and get tonight. Commit to this because things like this, guys, I'm telling you, in this industry, 30 years, being at the top of a company, these are the things you show up for because I've never, ever, ever experienced a top leader in a company not show up and get to the top. I'm just going to tell you, right? And so this is where it begins, though. This is where you learn and you really take note. And so it's coming up rather fast and we're super excited for it. So it will be your best year ever if you choose, because I can tell you, we chose last year and this has been the best year ever in all ways. It's just been an incredible year. We have great places for you to get plugged in and stay connected to the team, because that is the other thing I'll tell you is communication and connectivity is what will keep you involved. Just making sure you stay plugged in, because that picture right there is a prime example of what our leadership, Steve and Gina Merritt, this was their first team convention they pulled off. And there were 1,700 plus in attendance and virtual all over the world. And so it was incredible. I got to be there. I got to experience it. It was amazing. But here's what I know. What's coming up for you doesn't even compare to this. And I was in the room. So I'm just telling you, this is it. And you want to get your ticket for the convention and then get plugged in and stay connected to the team. Once again, our system takes care of itself. We have amazing events in place every day of the week. So coming up on Thursday is tomorrow night, Spanish. So I'm telling you right now, guys, this is a market that is just absolutely taking the world by storm. So who do you know? Who do you know here in America that speaks Spanish fluently? But who do you know in Mexico? Who do you know in other places? Because remember, 75 countries, and like you have opportunity for the Spanish community. So get them to be able to hear this. And then again, Friday at lunchtime, we have Michael Bridges, who'll do another incredible overview. And then on Saturday, we get trained. And, this is the friend, Andy and Mandy were the ones that were calling to share their story with Diane and Danny, who called and said, hold on, Kerri's got to be here. So I absolutely love these four people on this screen with all my heart. And you are in for a treat, because as they teach you how to build this business, they're masters at doing it, both couples. And so that's going to be Saturday. So you want to plug in, you want to get involved, you want to learn from the best. And so our system sets you up to win every day of the week. So you can see as our weekly Zooms, they're happening in the UK, they're happening for Australia. We have all different time zones covered. And so it's pretty incredible just to see the flow of what's going on and how all you do is simply plug into it, just like you plugged in tonight. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to just take a quick pause. And I thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm excited for you to learn about this technology and what you have your hands on and the timing of the marketplace, because it's incredible. And so I invite you to get back with the person who invited you, say, I'm ready, choose to get started. I don't care if it's personal use, I don't care if it's business. That's something only you can decide. I've always said, what the last 5 years of your life looks like. Here's what I can tell you about the next 5. If something doesn't change, nothing will change. So, I've seen that for 30 years too, when people say, I don't really love what I've done, but I'm not doing anything to change it. Well, you're stuck in Groundhog Day is what it's called. So, here's one thing I always say is nobody's telling you to quit your day job. This isn't hey, come do this. This is get started, start sharing, utilize the system. And then in a few months or however long it takes you, when you look up and you've now got options because you have time and resources and it's building, you got options, right? And the next 5 years doesn't have to look like the last 5 if you didn't like it. So I pray that this year repeats itself 1,000-fold, because this has been a beautiful year. And so I know it's just going to get better and better and better thanks to